Without that.
Hello, Isaac. Already this morning before we started, there was a strong touch, actually. I feel very, very something, and it feels like it's related, you know, when you was with Jennifer 2 times ago, there was something like, I don't understand what's going on, you know, no feel, I couldn't really get it or feeling it. And then with Judith, after that, I felt really a strong layer of depression, sadness, something like this. And this morning, I was just feeling into what is going on with my body, you know, like this treatment, and suddenly I could feel the hardness, you know, the hardness to be with the body like this. And then, you know, like a volcano of all the hardness in the world, you know, something. And I feel so shaky in the moment, actually, and just would love to.
Well, let's just experience shakiness together.
Yes, and you know, when yes, that is great, actually. You know, this is good. You know, when before there were tears, and I thought, oh, I'm again so much identified or something like this. Just give it away, yeah, just.
What I know is that it's, you know, sensations are always changing, and then the interpretation of the sensations are always changing.
It's so quick, so fast, so
Yeah.
I know, yes, yeah.
That's what the frog thinks about it.
Again, please.
That's what the frog thinks about it.
Yes.
You can hear the frog.
Yes. Yeah. Mm.
Then all of a sudden, all is well, eh?
Now it's all is well, actually, yes. Yeah, yeah, yes. Thank you, Isaac. Yeah.
Excellent.
Mm. Mm.
Sandra.
Hey Isaac, hey everyone.
Hi, Sandra.
Just hanging out a little bit and
Oh, lovely.
yeah, embracing the moment.
I'd love to hear how it is for you when we rest together, just what you notice, what you sense.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You always said that everything is happening here inside, and it's like for the first time I realized that you are really inside and not outside. Yeah. And when that happened, this realizing that everything really is happening inside, and it's like object outside, but you are inside, it was like woof. Mm. It was so much opening up. But there is also a question, Isaac, because when there is this noticing and seeing that everything is inside, it's like it's not it's not possible anymore to really focus on you as outside. It's for the eyes, it's not possible. So I mean, how are you doing that? Because I mean, in the everyday life, it's
somehow you question.
Yeah.
You know, it's like in a way, we, you know, like there's a learning of a different possibility.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like our eyes have been so conditioned to see objects. And so, you know, just playing with that, like the eyes just receive light, and that actually where we register the light is actually in awareness. Mm-hmm. So when the eyes start to relax like that, the light it is just, you know, we could say it's coming in, it's just receiving the information of light, so it's a funny, because even receiving sounds like it's just coming from somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like,
yeah, it's true. It's more inside, and it's widening somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that before this widening was there also before, but there was still something focusing outside, and it's completely different when really it's happening, everything is happening inside.
Yeah. Because then there's no need to defend. It's absolutely pointless. There's nothing to defend against. It's just all inside already. You can't even keep it out because there is no out.
Yeah, wow. Wow. As I can ask you something, I see that in all this, it's I mean it's unbelievable, and yet sometimes it's also nice to kind of focus more in the outside, because sometimes it's also because like this, in focusing inside, it's the focus, it's not sharp, so to say. And sometimes there is also beauty outside in the nature, for example. And it's also nice to focus outside. How are you dealing with that? Is it just that it comes with time, that
So let's really look at that. So we hear and there's experience happening.
mm-hmm.
So this experience, can we say it's inside or outside, or even that falls away? It's just here.
Yeah.
So inside, we have to then look inside of what? I mean, inside of awareness doesn't make sense because awareness is everywhere. It would be more referring to a sense of embodiment. We would say inside the embodiment or something like that. But to awareness, I can't really find an inside and outside. How is it for you? Just we exploring it, there's experiencing. But
Yeah.
so it's there's the capacity to kind of drive a car, you know, and so there's, you know, the capacity of, and it's funny because you're driving a car, in some ways, you know, you're always still and everything is moving outside. Oh, you know, it's like everything's moving through you in a certain way. But also just find just that you feel like you're moving through space, just different, I would say, habits of perception, really. But it seems like you know, when it gets real quiet, it's like past, present, and future are just all here. This is only here. And then here, like this, there's a noticing of wind on my face or sun on my skin or different sensations, and interpret that, and that means I need to pee, or that means, you know, I want to eat something. It's
I can see that then the movement is no problem. I can see also it's getting softer, actually. It's like a soft focusing completely here and then a little bit there, and but it's no problem anymore. The other thing was still making this object thing, actually.
Yeah. Many subtleties in that. I mean, it's just like, and it seems like it's okay that it moves backwards and forwards between different focuses. It's like it just seems to do that.
Yeah. I'm very happy to explore further.
Yes. I don't know if you've ever tried any medicines, you know, what people call psychoactive substances.
No, I just marijuana, that was all.
Yeah, so even with marijuana, it's like, you know, there's a little, you know, like a shift in perception.
I was in a shamanic center when I was 30 years old, and I come from a family where our antennas are very open.
Quite
and
wide,
one woman told me that it's better for me not to try it out, because anyways, the perception in this system is very open. So so I understand when you say to get or to look or to see other or to perceive other than normal. That happens anyways in this system.
Anyway, yeah.
Now.
So I mean, it's just like a reference. It's like, because it looks a certain way from one perspective, and then gets wider, and then it's a completely different view. You know, like nothing has changed. So we can see how much it is related to a habit of attention, really.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
it's funny, you know, because when we sit together, how it feels in me, and this might only be my imagination, but it's how it feels is like my system can kind of invite another system to another possibility of widening, of like more without an effort. It's just an invitation. And it's like the way the systems come into resonance, then it opens up. I can feel it, how
Yeah, here too.
yeah,
Here too. I thought it's yours, but I can see it's actually one.
Yes, and it's just
and at the same time it's two. It's
funny that way. Yeah.
In the same time.
Yeah. And yet, you know, as it comes into resonance, then there is no boundaries anymore. It's just like the systems are just downloading each other, and it's just resonance, love, or whatever you want to call it. It's beauty.
Yeah, and it's happening all by itself.
Yeah. You know, when there's no agenda and there's no trying to make anything happen, or just, and there's a sense of safety, then that just kind of comes in, and the system checks it out and goes, actually, wow, this feels lovely, and then it's happy to go with it. So,
yes. Yeah. And yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
Ellen.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Ellen.
Mm. Mm. Oops. Mm. 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 Mm.
Yeah, that's what's left is laughter.
Yeah, it's very sweet. Mm. It's great to meet you like this or whatever. Mm, mm. And I also want to share something.
Please.
Um, mm, actually, it's not so important anymore, but though I want to say something about it because I just, I see in the relation with time now, with Martijn, I really don't know. It's, wow, it's, goh, I really don't know how to, I really don't know. It's really, it's, and I see that a part of my system wants to hold on it, on the old form, and everything
Amazing, yeah?
changed completely now.
Yeah.
With totally, everything's completely changed,
Hmm.
and I'm standing there like, well, I don't know how to relate anymore to Martijn, or how to this pattern of holding the family together, I can say, and taking care just fell away in a way. And now, yeah, I really don't know.
Oh, that's so, I mean, it can seem frightening, but
Mhm.
it's also so beautiful because it's like it's totally new and fresh. You don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a,
yeah.
it's like, in a sense, you could say the difference between relationship,
Mm.
like you make all these agreements and ideas about what it is and what it means, and
Yeah,
like this, and then relating is just, you don't know.
no.
Yeah, it's just here, and it's like, it's because relationship always has this thing of like, I'm going to take care of your needs and wants, and you take care of my needs and wants. But then what happens when the needs and wants falls away, and you're just there, and it's like, yeah, happy to meet sweetly, and also happy to hang, just be, I don't, it's like,
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, then see, how does that want to move in a way, what seems appropriate then? It's like,
Mhm. Yeah, I can just see that my system now is going more back because,
yeah,
of course, it was taking care a lot of my
yeah,
time and with the whole situation.
yeah.
And now I can see that and I'm kind of surprised also by it, that my system is just going back.
And,
And
and just explore, what does taking care mean?
yeah, what, mm,
So, for example, right now, just for fun, take
mm,
care of me. Take care of what you call me. How would you go?
yeah,
It's, yeah, you could see it's just,
yeah,
somehow it's
yeah,
some idea that someone needs taken care of,
yeah,
and that we become a carer, and
yeah,
we
ah,
become someone,
mm,
and so it sets up an interesting dynamic.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's, yeah, it's
Mm.
codependent. It's nothing right or wrong about it. It's just codependent. It's because it's
Yeah.
a dynamic. And so once that starts to get seen as a natural, I would say, stepping out of it, because it actually, in a certain way, it doesn't feel good. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's codependent. It's not on its own feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I also, yeah, very clear. It's very clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's what you
So
said.
I'd say it's a natural maturing.
Uh-huh.
And again, it's happening by itself. It's not anything you planned. It's just like, oh wow, there was something playing that took something from it, or it felt like it was fulfilling a function.
Mm.
But then at some point, it's like, wait, what is this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, in a way, what you said, it's a kind of frightening, because now there's really nothing to, there's no form. There's no form. So and there are, of course, then thoughts are coming by of losing him and all these things, I can see it very clearly.
Yeah,
And at the
that's
same time, I
interesting.
really feel
Yeah,
light
yeah,
and space.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because let's look at that thing, losing someone.
Mm.
What does that mean? It's like, somehow, or all that we have actually is how systems meet each other.
Mm.
So when it, like if it goes into a certain habit of meeting each other, like a pattern, you could say, it's like you're someone, I'm someone, and then this is the pattern of how these someones meet. But when that falls away, then it's like, okay, well, let's hear this one. It's like, okay, how sweetly can it meet itself here like this?
Mm.
And either it's interested in meeting sweetly, or it just goes into, like its usual pattern where it's familiar and where it thinks it knows something or how it is or something.
Mm.
And if it doesn't know that, then it's like, okay, that's just here. And yeah, doesn't know. It doesn't know. And then, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just how we were meeting like before, like
Right now, like this is
this
happening, yeah.
window, and then you
Yeah.
just see all the movements and how
Sure.
it's beginning to flow, and it's like a dance and
Yeah.
sensations.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I really love to meet in this way.
Yes.
And, I don't know if that is possible with Dine. I don't know.
And if so, what's beautiful is that the idea is coming now. Is it possible? So then it can start to, okay, and then it can start to invite, look, okay, we've been in this dynamic up till now.
Mm.
And, so no right or wrong. Just, the systems both kind of found an identity to kind of relate to.
Mm. Yeah,
And
what I see, that he is so, that what is happening actually is that he's so full with, of course, because there's so much touched inside of him with the death of Milo, and the taking care of his other son, Yari, and how is it going with the mother. So there's so much happening inside of his system,
yeah.
and then I just, how it feels like there is not really space to meet.
Yeah.
In a way, because that's why I see like why my system is now sometimes just going back, because in that also things get touched, of course, from old history and old story, you can say.
Yeah.
And to just to accept that, like, okay, this is how it is, you know.
Yeah. You know, just what came in my mind as you were speaking, like, you know, somehow through, as life happened, like 5 different kids happened in my life. And then the kids go through different phases. They grow up and they, you know, they move into their lives in whichever way it does. And then they have their interests and their way of kind of relating to what they consider their father. And just seeing where it meets in a way that's sweet and where it meets in a way that's, let's say, not really fresh. And it's like, you know, unless there's an interest to meet fresh, then it just stays within a certain frequency, you know, vibration. It just is what it is. And so
yeah.
So, you know, it just keeps dropping into, I just don't know, actually, anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't know. So, and it's beautiful to see that now all these forms are falling more off, you know.
Off, yeah.
In a way, it's really a gift that I had this accident and with Milo that this happened, because all these old forms are just falling off. And
yeah. By themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah.
And then, wow, okay. What's left? How does this move? It's new. Your own movement is also new. Like, how does it wants to move, and what does it wants to say? You know.
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, somehow, you know, Mike and I, we went through that whole story of being in a relationship, and then it kind of fell away, and then now there's just sovereign. She's free. You know, when I say she's free, she always was free in a certain way. You know, like it wasn't free in the sense that funny ideas playing, that's all.
Yeah, and old habits and old
structures,
old triggers and old. It's amazing. Because I see now by me, I can see like this trigger of all triggers touched, you know, like no attention. I get no attention from him because there is no space. And this is then all very old information, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Okay. Oh, no, I'm not going in there, you know. Okay, this is really okay. Okay, you know, it's just to see for what it is.
Exactly. It's like, oh, somewhere there was this idea that someone had to give me attention.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like, and with it was an expectation, and behind that an upset if I didn't get. So it's like, okay, wow. And without that, they give attention when they do, and they don't if they don't. And yeah, it's like, okay. And then it's also what quality of attention, does it give attention?
But can you not see then that there is also, like, you know, old pain in a way, because of how you go, of course, like everybody, like how they grow up, getting no attention. People don't, or you can, yeah, you know, this old history of
Yes.
how you are.
So then, yes. So like in this moment here, there's a resting. Attention is here. I could say it like this. It can want to focus on what you call me, or it can just be here, being the space of this flow. And then there's no sense of not getting attention, because the attention is with itself, with its. So, like, it doesn't feel like, you know, I need anything from you. It's this way that attention can meet itself, that just there is no boundary, there's no separation, it's just this. And in a way, when it meets itself like that, it's sweet. It's just, it's you know, it's not begging anymore for crumbs. It's just, it's
But sometimes there is not this line, you know, that you can, how to say that? Because I totally understand what you say. You know, I can feel that. But sometimes you're just away from it, and then it's
it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. It's just really one, you know, one thought of I want something. Or, you know, I need something, and nothing wrong with that thought. It's just what happens in the whole body. It's like, you know, there you are, resting, and all is well, and the thought comes, and suddenly it doesn't feel well anymore. It feels like it's like an upset or something wrong, and you go, well, what is that? I didn't decide for that. It's just like something, a movement happened, you could say, and oh, that's curious. So it's just enjoying this moment, meeting this moment as the beloved, you know, trying to find words. When I say meeting this moment as the beloved, it's like,
but also, I just wonder, I'm just looking with you now. Like, oh, wow, okay. I don't know. I totally understand what you say, really, you know, but I see that sometimes there is a kind of old information triggered in this. And this has to do, of course, with the past and how you grow up and blah, 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 this whole story.
And maybe from generations. I mean, really,
from
we don't know.
Also from generations, and just universal, you can say, because it's hanging in the air everywhere, of course. This whole
some sense of there's a me that's separate to totality. So just it starts with that from that, you know, from that it's like, wow, there's something wrong, and then our thought will tell us, okay, I know what will make that good. If I had attention, or if I had, you know, something, and then we're in.
And it also has to do with preference, you know, ideas. Oh wow. Like how you want it to be, and it's wow, okay. Expectations. Oh,
all of that. Then you're in, you know, then you're in Maya again, or illusion.
Yeah.
And then it's like this endless running for to try to get peace or happiness or something, you know. It's like,
Yeah, so in a way it's always in what you say, like new, and to get surprised how it will be when you meet somebody. Okay, let's see, like
yeah, we
how
don't
is
know.
this? Yeah, okay, yeah, it's very,
Yeah.
and even if there's no connection, just to be with that.
And what would no connection be, really? It would, all that no connection would be a certain quality of attention
Yeah.
that is projecting separation.
Mm.
You know, so, but it's like, we still feel it, so how can there be no connection? Because it's totally, yeah. So,
Mm.
you know, I so rarely go out, but tonight a friend of Micah's birthday, and so just I said, okay, I'll come for an hour just before this meeting, and so very sweet people coming, and you know, like the social interactions happening, and you know, it's just like, and I can mostly that just doesn't interest me. It's just like I like resting. With if someone's available for resting, then that for me. Otherwise, I just as soon hang out on my. I could say not even on my own. I'm hanging out with this moment. It's not. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I recognize that really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it was so funny because yesterday we had a meeting from the work, and you know there was so much blah 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 going on, and I just stood up on a moment. It just happened, and I said, "Sorry, I don't take. It's too much for me. I go outside. I go to drink some coffee. And I was outside, and I was so surprised, like, wow, I just stepped out of this meeting, just saying this. Wow, when I was sitting outside and I was looking like to the children who were playing and enjoying, and some people came down, are you okay? And yeah, I'm okay. And they start talking to me again, like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, I had enough, you know, it's okay. Let me be on my own. It's okay. Yeah, but no, it's okay. You know, it was really like, I was so surprised and I was so happy. Like, oh, wow, my system is now reacting like this. Oh, so grateful for that. It just happens like that. You know, it's. And you know, the funny thing was afterwards, when the meeting was over, because there was a lot of tension in the meeting, people came to me like, oh, can I give you a hug? Oh, it's so good that you get out. Because I felt when I was sitting there that actually the half of the people wanted to go out, but they stay because that's
Can't
how
tell you
they
how many
behave.
times that's happened for me. I get up and I leave, and then
Yeah,
people also feel free to leave, you know. So,
yeah,
yeah.
wow. So grateful for this sanghas. Wow, it's my system is learning so much from it. It's wow, really
Beautiful.
and to see everybody, and you know, it's really.
You know, that's also for me one of the things that I love about when we actually have a retreat where we're all together, and you know, 24/7, and everyone, you know, you take a meal and you sit somewhere, and then you know, there might be like meeting in each other's eyes or not, and Sometimes people then want to try and talk and become not so into talking and happy to just be here. And just how the field starts to get, for me, very juicy. It's like you meet someone and you have a hug, and it's you know, it's just hearts meeting.
Yeah, and yeah, maybe it's going to happen, huh, Jonathan?
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. if life will let it happen, then of course I'd love to.
Yeah, then it's yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Evan.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anya and then Antje and then Esther. Anya.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi.
It was so wonderful, all this, to hear this.
I mean, it feels like we're all exploring, you know, this life and watching how patterns play and do their thing.
Yeah. And what came up for me right now was this total gratitude that, I mean, it's so amazingly fast how everything moves in this time. Wow. I mean, sometimes it's like, wow, I was talking about my ex-boyfriend or this story, and I think, what, it feels like it's ages ago. It just shifts and shifts every moment so strongly. And I'm so, if I hear this, then I can actually watch what is sort of transformed in my system through being together like this in this time. It's incredible. And I could, what I want to share also is my father is very ill at the moment, and he's just yesterday he had his 10th operation. He's 84 years this year, 10th operation, and now his leg was amputated. He has diabetes, and it was like all these operations, and every time was like not sure, will he cope? And wow, and that was also going on this year. The whole time it was like subtly this more and more saying goodbye in a way to this form, to him as this form. And now just before this really big operation was now happening, before it was only parts of the toe and the foot, and you know, oh, it's really a suffering that he's going through with lots of pain. And I've really a lot of compassion. I have 3 sisters and a brother, and it's just interesting how what it revealed in this process was exactly how I could see how I'm so present in it somehow, totally different to just a year ago maybe. And because now my sisters, everyone's triggered to this, and it's almost like they are behaving like children again, you know? It's like, he should be getting better so that they can feel better, or he should be agreeing on doing this other operation, even if it's worse for him. And I'm like saying, he shouldn't do anything for them. And they behaving like everything, they are trying to help him so much. And I can see they're only doing it because they can't handle it, that he's out on the way of leaving.
Yeah.
So it ended up like, it's my father is so clear and so present. He's always been a really strong and very loving person. And it seems like I'm the only one left whom he trusts at the moment when we speak. I phone him a lot, and he's so sad that he feels so much under pressure to take responsibility for his other children My brother doesn't want to have contact with him because they all call him so like egocentric, and you know, he's been like a strong personality and very egocentric. But what's happening now is that everybody else is referring to the past, and now they're all getting so egocentric suddenly. It's like I'm watching how it's just mirroring, and he's not that anymore. He's very present now because he's surrender, you know, like surrendering his body bit by bit with lots of pain to he can't do anything. And I'm so grateful because I'm just really feeling him, and there's no agenda, and there's peace, and peace with all my sisters because they are just the way they are, and they're all referring to they're putting down the phone into his face because they have the feeling that he's not informing them about his feelings. And they're saying he's not taking responsibility for them by not informing them of what's going on with him at the moment. So it's like such a interesting show to me.
You just see how confused most expressions of life are. There's just confusion, and so everything plays, it bounces around.
Yeah, and in a way, it's the first time that I'm also totally in peace with how all my sisters are like in their own frame of mind. They haven't sort of grown up in, it's not about getting an adult, it's just like they haven't left the past at all in their relating, you know.
That's a big luck. That's somehow that's opened up for you.
So yeah, and my father's totally present always, you know. I mean, it's like we have really that, to me, it's a gift really, how he doesn't refer to anything in the past. He's so present in his tunnel at the moment because it's a total overwhelm what's happening to him. Yeah, and he's very grateful also to just hear my voice once in a while, and he's connecting really presently, even after this huge operation that he had yesterday. We had a really small, tiny life sign conversation, and it's sweet. It's really sweet, and I'm amazed about myself, sort of how easy it can get. How it's so simple, it's so easy, you know. And that at the same time opened up also this relating to this friend of mine, actually, who's like you say with Micah and you, it's just a friend of mine. I don't have to relate to anything that happened in the last weeks, months, and the last year with betrayal or whatever I sort of had on my screen. It's just beautiful. We watched soccer yesterday together because my son loves him so much, and I had no residue in it with anything in the past. I was just happy. Just watching soccer, just happy. And with my dad.
And Germany lost, eh? Germany lost.
Germany lost, yeah. Yesterday they didn't play. They're not out yet, but...
Yeah, they just lost that game, yeah.
They lost. Yeah, they lost, and it's like... yeah, and my dad is such a sportsman. His life was sports, you know? Like in South Africa and like wherever, whatever he did, he had sports shops in South Africa. That was his thing. It was my half of my life. I was sort of involved in lots of these sports. And so he watched the Germany, and he was like in his half dying mode. He's still watching, and then they lost, and I felt a bit sorry for him. He clings his happiness on things like that. It's sweet. It's so sweet. Yeah, I'm just really. It's almost like at the moment I'm really looking at myself somehow in a very, very humorous and very sweet way also. Like in my...
So what do you call yourself?
Yeah, that's what I mean with myself. It's almost like I'm like looking at at this capacity of love happening,
Yeah.
which was not there before. It was always there,
Yeah.
but it was
So
always
that's what's
kind of,
interesting, eh? It's like
yeah.
what we refer to as ourself. I mean, usually what it's like, what is ourself?
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing.
And if you come up with anything other than I don't know,
Yeah, actually what I referred to was mostly like this nervous system that was kind of closed up or busy with something.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at a nervous system that's kind of has this huge capacity to not be busy and to be totally in a way, so it's wide and endless. I mean, that's what I refer to sort of when I still look at this, and then there's just this gratitude. Yeah. And amazing how much every moment is like as if the light comes in and it gets lighter. Yeah. And also in the Sangha, I don't know, maybe it's my looking. Suddenly looks so much wider in everybody. It is probably in general. I mean, how could you call it? Can't really explain. Yeah, very great. Yeah, and I'm happy to leave the space for the others in the queue. Thank you, Isaac.
So, Isaac, can you speak?
Sure.
Yes. No, you are not here.
I am here.
Yes.
I am here. Where are you? You're here also.
Yes, I'm here, and what I can feel is today there's a lot of I don't know, and it's true. But what I can also feel in these days is really a kind of helplessness in that. And so the mind tries to help, and it's impossible, but it's a lot of movement at the moment. So maybe we can sit with it.
What do you notice?
It feels like something wants to come up, but I have no idea what. This I cannot name it. And it's apart from the little child. It feels very personal, and it feels like, in a way, not being seen.
You feel like I'm not seeing you?
Hmm?
You feel
Yes,
like I'm not. You feel like I'm not seeing you?
No, you see me.
What is that?
I don't know.
Ultimately,
Hmm?
ultimately, there's a sensation,
Yes.
and then the interpretation.
Yes.
So what's the sensation? And where do you feel it?
A lot of movement in the heart. In this area.
Movement in the heart, right? Good. And what's the quality of the movement? Is it the vibration?
cannot-
Is it
and you are not so good to hear. Can you
okay.
repeat?
So what's the quality of the movement? Is it electric? Is it slow? Is it fast? Is it
No, it's like a pressure.
the pressure? Okay. So pressure in the heart, okay. And it's moving.
Yes, it's in a way, it feels like something wants to open and there's a pressure.
Okay, so there's a pressure, and then something wants it different, or something wants
No.
what? So the pressure can be there.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the movement?
The movement is to get away, to run away.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Good. And where can you run to?
Well,
So you're here, and there was some movement to want to get away, but you're seeing that doesn't matter. You're still here. You can't go anywhere. And
and there's also on the same time it's still
it's quiet, yeah.
yes, it's quiet.
Yeah.
Oh.
How is it now?
Alles well, I think.
All is well. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Esther. So I don't know, when I speak like this, I don't know how it is for everybody. Did it? Some of you liked it. Marie, you're waving your hand.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Maria.
Yeah, hello. I would like to sit with you, Isaac.
Ah,
Why?
To rest and
To
to be
rest.
in peace and to open up and to be quiet again.
You know, that which is quiet is always quiet, and that which is moving is always moving. Isn't it? Papa used to make this joke about, you know, if someone wants to get rid of their shadow and they try to dig a hole and the shadow goes in the hole and they fill the hole up and the shadow just comes back up to the top of the hole. And, you know, it was the only way to get rid of the shadow is to look at the sun. Then there's no shadow. So when we trying to get quiet rather than being the quiet, it's like trying to get rid of the shadow, right? You can try to run away from the shadow. It doesn't matter how fast you run, you look, it's still there, right? Running right after you. Oh, you're muted, Maria. I can't hear you. Yeah, no.
Sorry. It's very nice to hear what Papaji was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Isaac.
Thanks, Maria. Okay. Us, thank you for hosting. Thank you all for being here, and at least coming with a sense of humor. Bye for now.